I could check the office for you if you want.
All right. We're live, Jack.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry for not telling you.
No, here I
I wasn't
am.
paying attention myself. I was looking at my phone. But we're together again, you and I, Jack. Welcome back. How
Yes,
was vacation?
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very busy. It wasn't a relaxing one. It was a fun, just a very fun week. It was good.
Do you need a rest from your vacation?
Definitely. I just feel like this week is just always crazy. I feel the anticipation of being more tired because my kids are going back to school, and it's like crunch time now. So it's like everything at once. Like the last hurrah, I'm excited, but I had things coming up, and I'm just like,
It's probably not all that bad. It's
right.
probably mostly the anticipation and the change, right?
Mhm.
As we've experienced, people don't necessarily always do so well with change, and they tend to freak out a little bit.
Mhm.
I think you're going to make it.
I think I'll be okay. I might pull through.
But I'm going to tell you something else, a little regarding change and regarding Labor Day weekend. I think I've said this to you before. Labor Day is the saddest day of the year to me. And it wasn't always, but I'll tell you when I came to this conclusion. Years ago for Labor Day, I went away, and it just so happened that I wasn't going to deal with holiday traffic coming back on Labor Day.
Okay.
So I decided to come back the day after Labor Day. And I was out on the eastern end of Long Island, and I decided to go all the way to the east. I decided to go to Montauk.
Hot
So
dog?
so on Labor Day evening, I was driving west. I was driving east, rather, right?
Okay.
While everyone else was driving west. So there was a line of cars. It was miles long,
Yeah.
and like everyone had their suitcases on top of the cars, right?
Yeah.
You could see children. They're looking out the back window, like
That's so sad. Summer's
I was like,
over.
oh God, this is tragic. This is like the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
It was a terrible moment, and now every year on Labor Day, that's how I feel.
You feel it. It's funny. I always remind my kids too, because we have such a busy July because their activities don't end until the end of July. Whereas a lot of other kids with certain sports and extracurricular activities end when school does. So immediately school's out, summer's here for them. My kids have pushed through till the end of July, and then August is like it's summer. So we try to like cram everything in August. And then I always emphasize summer is still going on until the end of September. It is still
You've mentioned this before. You're kind of on Jackie time because
yeah.
for the rest of the world, this is the unofficial end of summer. But for Jackie, summer's just beginning.
No, like I still have another month after this. It's fine. It's fine. The good part is this is the month where this is the weekend where I will then just kind of regain control because
No, you won't, because you never will, because this is a common theme. We talk about this all the time.
I do it every year.
No, mothers will never regain control. There's just
That's
too
true.
much coming at you at once. The kids are going back to school. You will have more time now on your hands because you won't be dealing with the rugrats as much. You have that little break during the day.
Oh yeah.
So everyone is going through this. Most of our clients are going through this right now.
Mhm.
Do you have? This might be a silly question, given how you're expressing how overwhelmed you are. I was going to say, do you have any advice for all of these moms who feel so overwhelmed? But you're looking for advice.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm on both sides, right? Like I know what I will be doing, but I'm still allowing myself to feel a little overwhelmed this week because it's you have to kind of let it out, right? Like it's normal, everything's changing. We're going back to a structure, some sort of routine. I just planned it out. That's always what I say. I'm really excited. I got my new notepads. So I'm like, I wrote everything out. And I just feel for some reason though, I do have to say, and we go through the same motions of every season and changing after the summer is done and getting back to school activities and work and, kind of having no structure of my meals and planning what we're eating and just going out all the time and really just enjoying living in the moment. Sometimes a little too much. So I feel like really right now is my plan. This week was my focus on making a plan for next week. So I actually do have a meal plan set for what I'm making the first week of school. The first week of school, my kids are going back to activities. We have a very busy time for us coming up with work. So there's just so much to do, and there's only so much time.
Well, here's what I want to say, though, and I think this is an important point. And And I've been having this conversation over and over again with people. I had it with
Mhm.
my nephew the other day. I had it with my mentor the other day,
Mhm.
right? Without structure, people wither.
Agreed.
Everyone's greatest wish is to have freedom. And then when they have too much freedom, they absolutely don't know what to do with themselves. They go
Yeah.
crazy. The worst thing anybody could have, and we hate the structure, like we rebel against it, but the worst thing that could ever happen to somebody is to wake up not knowing what they're going to do. That's fun for a week.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
try doing that ad
Mhm.
infinitum. It just does
Absolutely.
not work. People get out of control, they get crazy. It's part of
Mhm.
the reason why people are so nuts now after this pandemic that we
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Right? All the structure went out the window. People weren't commuting anymore. They were at home. I mean, were they on the computer because they were doing work, or were they on it because they were on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's just we need it. So maybe we should relish it. Maybe we should look forward to it now.
I think it's definitely something to be celebrated. I feel like it's nice to take a break. It's nice to let it loose, but you have to also bring it back in. There's something to be said about having a plan, having structure. And we're not talking 110% of the time. And we're talking about a majority of the time, right? Doing things more in line with what needs to be accomplished as opposed to just winging it. I feel much more accomplished working off of a to-do list, even if I don't complete something, than I do if I'm just winging it throughout the day.
There's got to be gravity. Imagine
Oh
living in a gravityless world. You know, during the pandemic, when it first started, I was like, what the hell's happening here?
yeah.
But on the other hand, I know there's an opportunity here, so let's embrace it, right? Like I was actually somewhat enthusiastic about this chance that we all had, right?
Yeah.
This
Mhm.
new chance to kind of start over.
Yes.
And there were times at the beginning where I would nap in the middle of the day. I was like, "Oh, isn't this great? Hey, look
All right,
at
well, that I never
I'm
did.
napping." You know, I was really, I was embracing it. I was jumping in with both feet. Uh,
Yeah.
and then it got to the point where I got a little nuts.
Right.
And certainly as it dragged on, I got nuts. The world has gotten nuts. We know that. Businesses now, you have business owners. They're demanding that their staff get back to work. Staff is rebelling against that. I mean, it's just a different world. We're still trying to work it all out.
Yeah.
But again, I think for everyone who's out there listening, I think the opportunity to embrace the structure, it doesn't have to be a Third Reich kind of structure. Uh,
No,
eh, but we definitely need those solid things. Me
absolutely.
personally, if I didn't have a place to be every day, I don't know what would happen. I don't know if you might find me on the street.
No.
I don't shave. I don't wear pants. It's just not pretty, Jack.
No, I have to say, like, I think I'm someone, so I prefer, if I can maximize every second of my day, I absolutely will. So I find, I mean, a tight timeline, even if it tends to go over, I still put so much in a day because I just need to feel complete. And I prefer to have some sort of plan. Like I always make the joke that my to-do list has a to-do list because I can always find something to do. I never, and it's definitely not a good quality, this part of it. I we had friends over yesterday, and they were coming over later in the day, like about 3:30, and back and forth. And my husband's outside with the kids in the pool. And he was like, "Well, why don't you come out before they come?" And I said, "Okay." But because we didn't have company there yet, I said, "Okay, I could fold another load of laundry. I can do this." I started doing other things down almost down to a minute, and then I realized I'm like, "What am I like? I have to just stop." They're sitting there enjoying just sitting and having, talking. So what did I do? I left my stuff and I went outside. But instead of waiting down to the wire and trying to cram something else in, sometimes I have to like let go a little bit.
Jackie, your grandma Ray. My grandmother would come over, and like I don't know why she felt the need to do this, but 5 minutes after she was at my house, she was cleaning out my closet. Like, grandma, calm. Well, I didn't say that, but I wanted to say, calm. You know what? Down.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I would joke. I would say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna put you in a chair, and I'm not going to let you get up. And
Yeah,
that's
I
just
can't
the
do it.
biggest torture in the world.
I
Like,
can't do
yeah,
it.
because there's always something on the inside saying there's something that needs to be done right now. And God forbid if you ever accomplished everything and had a moment, that would be the most uncomfortable feeling in the world
I
for
know
you.
what I would do with myself.
Yeah. So but that's its whole other mishigas. I
That's
mean,
a whole other
wait,
topic.
wait. I see there's a comment here. But hey, Emily Myers. So Emily Myers is great. The structure is what works for me when trying to lose weight. As soon as the structure stops and maintenance begins, I lose my motivation.
Do
Yeah.
you, yeah, but Emily, do you think that's from your structure or do you think it's because of the results you were seeing as you went?
Well, I don't know why that has to be an either or, but I would like Emily. So Emily, Emily's really cool. Emily's the greatest thing for my ego. She says kind things to me every day. She
Oh,
lo-
Emily.
she loves the keeping it off. I know this is terrible. My head's getting so big. She loves the keeping it off book. I sent her a video today. She had wonderful things to say about that. Emily, don't stop. Keep it up. Don't listen to Jackie.
Oh, I thought you would tell her to keep going with her health journey.
Yes,
That's
of course,
okay.
that goes without saying, but in the interim, she can still keep saying nice things, keep up with the compliments. So Emily is saying the structure. That
Structure.
structure is so, I'm telling you, people wither. The worst thing in the world would be to live in a structureless world. Listen, we
I
talk
agree.
about heaven. Everyone wants to go to heaven, right? What if heaven is just laying around on a cloud? You'd want to kill yourself, and you couldn't
Yeah,
because you're already dead.
you're already dead. You're already done. Well, but it's so funny. So and Doctor, you've known this. You've known me a long time now. So I feel like there are things that
Is something attacking you? You just moved and looked at it. Do you have
well, you
bees?
want to laugh? I'm looking here because you know why? My menus are here.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at here. It's like all like my inspiration for like recipes and things like that. That they're actually right here on my shelf. But that's what actually I gravitate towards because this is what I was going to bring up. So my biggest thing was planning out our meals because I myself, same thing. I know exactly what I have to do. I know exactly what I have to stop doing, what I can continue to make better decisions for myself instead of just delegating them to my children. Like, do this, practice it, practice as I say, not as I do. So I myself have kind of fallen out. So I've put weight back on. This is just being completely honest. Not a tremendous amount, but enough where I'm uncomfortable. And I'm like, okay, there's come a time where it's like, now that's it. And I'm stopping instead of just, okay, I have to jump in and do something. I took the time to say, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing that brought me to this place because I was so set in my ways? And exactly that. It was structure. And it wasn't structure of I have to eat every day at 12 o'clock as my first meal. That wasn't it. It was more planning or at least a draft of what I wanted to do for the week. I made things easy for myself. So yes, it's fine that I always have a salad in the house or I always have fresh proteins in the house. And I know what to make and it's quick and it's easy and it's for the entire family, but I'm not that hungry now. Oh, we're going out. Oh, we had a big lunch. I started to fall back into habits of just not thinking ahead of how I'm going to feel eating and making poor decisions. So for me, meal planning was one of the biggest parts of it. And
Right, and I know where you're leading now. So
Mhm,
we're assisting people with this. So there's a structure
absolutely,
this Labor Day weekend. Of
absolutely,
course, some people it's the last thing they want in the world.
absolutely.
But tell us about the Labor Day menu.
So this week, you guys are going to actually today, you'll be receiving a Labor Day menu in your email. There'll be a link for you to click on there, print it out, save it, share it. It's a simple barbecue menu, but it's food that you can make all year round. So yes, it may be a menu for a holiday, but these are things that you can just keep staples in your house that you can make these meals with. They're super easy, super simple. You'll eat good, you'll feel good, you won't feel guilty because there's not going to be one. I'm sure there's going to be multiple barbecues that you'll be going to this weekend, and you could bring it with you. So you could be the one to bring this and not feel bad.
Give me an example. What's on the menu?
So like those portobello mushrooms, those smash burgers are a huge hit. So everybody loves them. So it's the portobello mushroom is actually your bun. I marinate them in coconut aminos and roasted garlic, rosemary.
Ooh, interesting.
Throw them on.
Is everyone hearing this? This is Jackie and her wacky kitchen lab.
I like put like all this crazy stuff, like
Yeah,
mix
yeah.
everything together. And I like to marinate them before, but if you not, just like brush them on with a whisk, those whisking brushes. Just baste them on there, put them on your grill lightly. You can also do them in an air fryer or on a pan if you don't have an outdoor grill.
I bet they're better in an air fryer.
I've done them in the air fryer because I've done it in the winter too. Like if you sometimes just want a burger, you want something. But it's also, again, this is a multi-purpose. Like these meals can be made different ways and you can be prepared ahead of time. So the portobello mushroom, if you decide you don't want a burger, you can make it as is, take it out, slice it thinly, make it in a pan.
Yeah, but that's not as fun though. Let's get back to this burger. What else are we doing with this burger? We have our
burger. Same thing. So I take my grass-fed beef, my chopped meat, smoked paprika, roasted garlic, chop up some onions, put seasoning in your food. Don't be boring. I say this all the time. And ground mustard, mix them all together. And it gives it such a good flavor. If anybody does follow Kelly's Kitchen, you can also do the Simply barbecue sauce, a little dash of it inside of your chopped meat, roll it up into almost like a very large meatball into your measurements, your 4 ounce, and you smash it down. That's how you do it.
Smashing it. So Emily asked a question that you might have answered. What can we use as a marinade? And I feel like you might have answered that.
Emily, I actually also make a lot of my marinades. I use lemon a lot as a base because it takes on the flavor of other things. It's citric. It's refreshing. Coconut aminos go a very long way. So you can mix them with a lot. I could put some in here for you too. Days that you have coconut oil, melt down your coconut oil, mix that up with some seasoning. That's all you need.
Okay, so you like to use, so just to keep it simple though, right? Like if someone wanted to experiment a little bit, the base of the marinade would be what?
For me, keeping it basic stuff in your house, coconut aminos, squeeze of lemon juice, ground mustard. Make sure there's no fillers. If you're using any type of dry seasoning, make sure it is just the seasoning. You don't want to add anything else. You don't want potato fillers, starch fillers. You want nothing in it. It is, if it's freeze-dried chives, it's freeze-dried chives. That's it. Garlic, pepper, and that's it.
That's it. You mix it up, and then you just soak anything in there. It's delicious.
It soaks up right into it. It's delicious. If you don't have that Simple Girl barbecue dressing, if you don't happen to have that, if you don't use that, Primal Kitchen ketchup is approved on program. You can put half, I would say a teaspoon to a tablespoon in your serving into your actual chopped meat.
So this is a delicious burger to have that, yes, you can feel really good about it. Like after you're done with this burger, it's like you're not breathing heavy, and you can.
No, you're actually, absolutely. And I feel like when you're, when we go out, like, oh, this burger was delicious. You ever have like a tremendous, crazy burger, probably layered up with a bunch of stuff, and you just feel heavy. You feel like sometimes you want to take a nap at the table, like you're done. When you break down your food this way, and you're actually putting your seasonings, your spices, and putting in flavor to your food, you're enjoying it for exactly what it is.
What are our sides, Shahi? What are we doing for sides?
Sides, I have a cabbage coleslaw.
Okay.
With a lime vinaigrette.
Isn't all coleslaw cabbage?
No, you could just do straight purple. You could just do straight shredded.
No. All coleslaw has cabbage as its base. No?
Oh, I thought you meant mixing. Like, if you get the mixed bags of the purple and the orange, you could do either or. So I thought you meant
stop confusing me. You said a cabbage coleslaw. Isn't that like saying a beef patty hamburger?
No, because they add carrots. Like a mixed coleslaw,
So
sometimes
you're saying without it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrots in program. What?
It's a cabbage only coleslaw.
Yes, cabbage only coleslaw.
Okay, good.
We can't have carrots on program.
Other sides?
That's all I have right now.
Okay, the cabbage coleslaw, what are you doing there instead of mayo?
Oh, so lemon juice, lime juice, garlic, cilantro. What was the other thing? Oh, chipotle seasoning and smoked paprika. Mix it all together, and then take 1 tablespoon of cottage cheese. This is your serving, mind you. So
that's how you're making it creamy.
Yes. So you're taking 1 tablespoon of cottage cheese, running it through your food processor or blender with your seasoning, and it's going to make your creamy dressing. Pour it right over.
I'm going to tell you why that's interesting and why I'm so savvy when it comes to food. Because not that I could prepare anything, but yes, here's what I realized though, is that before you add the cottage cheese, you've actually made a ceviche. It's pretty similar to a ceviche, what you described.
Oh, yeah? Oh, with the lime juice and the lemon?
You've got the lime, you've got the lemon, you've got the cilantro. I mean, you're talking. So alternatively, if you don't want to make it creamy, you're making a cabbage ceviche.
So
Boom!
there you go. Boom, done. Ceviche.
Covered. Eureka!
That's it. Eureka. Well,
I'm
there
really happy
is.
with myself right now.
I think I did tell you this though before. I've made. If anybody does shop at Costco, that's where I've seen them. I'm sure you can get them elsewhere. They're called baby Langosino lobsters. They're really, really tiny.
I know them.
Almost look like the top of a shrimp, like very small.
Yeah.
They're already cooked. You can just thaw them out, defrost them.
I get them from Trader Joe's.
Oh, Trader Joe's. Oh, that's right. Trader Joe's does have them. Yes, absolutely.
Delicious
Right.
and easy.
I have seen them there. That's something, again, prepping, prepared, first week back, busy week. That's also something you bring to a barbecue as well. And, maybe I should add that to the menu because that would be a good idea.
You do that as a ceviche?
Yes, absolutely. You take it because you don't have to cook it.
Absolutely. Either. You say that like naturally. Everyone knows that.
How do you not know that? Think about it. But chop it up really small. Same thing. Add that lemon juice, lime juice, garlic, pepper. I would I would not use the cottage cheese on that. Smoked paprika.
No reason.
No. Smoked paprika. Put some celery in there. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good.
Good. What do we have for drink?
Good.
Wait, what do we have for? Wait, did you just make that up? I thought there was something before.
No, but it sounds good. The Langosino lobsters, those baby lobsters, I use them all the time on program. All the time.
Well, they're just very easy to use.
Very easy, and they take on the flavor of a lot of things. I've even made, instead of doing a crab cake, I've done it with that, and I've also done it with tuna in the air fryer. Again, something very simple, very easy.
Absolutely, yeah.
Those are on our website, by the way.
I've used it myself. What are we doing for drink? Okay, yeah, we talk about alcohol a lot. Alcohol just bites everyone in the behind.
I know.
We love our alcohol. It doesn't love us. I don't tell adults for the most part what to do. What I can tell you is that if you're drinking alcohol, chances are you can't metabolize it well. When I was a kid, if I used to drink, I was up the next day very early and I didn't feel anything. Now, if I have a beer, I'm in bed for 3 days. So most of us
can't. That's just, I can't drink beer.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I mean, I'm using that as an example. The same with the wine. But the other thing is, I mean, it causes damage to our liver. The liver is filtering out blood. We don't want damage to our liver. It all turns into sugar. You can't burn fat when have to burn all that sugar. It's a lot of calories. It's 7 calories per gram, as opposed to a carb or a protein, which is 4 calories per gram. These are all empty calories. It is a poison. It is toxic, and that is the fact. I'm not making a judgment. That is a fact. It is toxic to our bodies. But we love alcohol. We love getting loose. Some people, that is just their strategy.
It's hard. It's not even strategy. Like, I feel like, so my husband and I were, I should say, casual drinkers. Like, if we're going out to dinner, we're with friends, we have company, but we're not people that drink and you're over drinking. It's like 1 or 2 drinks. We're having just very casual. I'm not
the wine collection.
What? Minus the wine collection. But same thing, that's something we enjoy slowly. Like, I do have a lot of friends that will drink, like, oh, I needed a few glasses of wine and it was a Thursday or a Wednesday. To me, a Thursday night, I'm like, okay, if we want to have a drink, maybe it's dinner, but it's really a rarity unless we're out. Summertime, it's different. You're right. Same thing. No structure. We have a ton of events to go to, a ton of dinners out, and people are coming over and barbecues on a Monday night and a Friday night. It's almost continuous. There's no start and stop. It's not just
the culture is so backwards that people look at you askance if you're not drinking.
Yes.
Instead of supporting you in that, right? It's like you're making them wrong.
Yeah. No, it's funny. It's like, oh, you're not going to have just one? And I'm like, yeah, but just one. We were out to dinner yesterday, and then we had one during lunch, and then we went to breakfast.
It's like being in a fraternity.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Slowly. But there are a couple of things. Like, I mean, for us, like, we enjoy it, but like for us is we don't get out of control. There are some people where it's like, oh, but I really, really, I need my wine, and they won't let it go.
Right.
But I have to tell you the difference I feel if I also can't drink when I'm eating heavy either. So I kind of rather eat my food and then have one light drink if that were the case. So there are alternatives of things you can do to make you feel like you're just enjoying yourself.
Is that your best suggestion to take, like a 4 ounces of wine, which is allowed once a week on program in lieu of a fruit on the detox portion, right? Uh,
Mhm.
to do that and to put some seltzer in it and just to nurse it.
I mean, absolutely. I feel like there's no reason to deny yourself if you're craving or you have that feeling that you really want something. There's no reason. No, absolutely hard no. Give it up. That's it. You're done. Because you're also going to make this journey not as enjoyable. You have to make this conform to your lifestyle. And it's so easy to do. There's no reason to just go cold turkey on everything unless it's something really, really that you should not be doing. But if you can enjoy it and you're just enjoying the taste of it and you want it with your steak, I don't see anything wrong with that at all.
No, there's not. I mean, it is a moderation game, but
Yes.
what I want to impart to people is understanding and recognition. And
Mm-hmm.
the understanding is that,
Have to acknowledge it.
yeah, right. You have to be aware, and we love it. It doesn't necessarily love us. So it's not a right wrong thing. It's a,
No.
is it worth it thing. And some people will just make that decision that it is. There's some people it's just a big part of their lifestyle. I mean, they've built their lives around it.
And they don't know if they enjoy it or not. It's just so ingrained in what they do as a regular routine. And that's what I was saying before. So friends of mine that do, it's like that's their thing. I don't even know if they're going to enjoy their wine because they're doing it. And I'm just saying wine or their drinks or they're going out. Is it because they really want the drink or is it just what comes with it? It's the social circle.
Right, and it's hard to disconnect one from the other, right? So drinking it ticks a lot of boxes. It connects
Absolutely.
people. It helps lighten the mood a little bit. It helps you get loose and relax. So that's why we enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, it's not so great. Now, here's a question, bit of a tangent.
Uh-oh.
So let's say you have friends and they have a bit of a drinking problem,
Oh, okay.
and you're invited over to their place. Do you bring a bottle of wine?
No,
You bring them a bottle of wine? No.
no.
So you are tacitly telling them that they're alcoholics, therefore you're not going to bring wine.
And then
You
I
can
have
bring wine otherwise.
and I have an addiction to food and I'm bringing food.
You're always bringing food. You never bring wine anywhere you're going?
No, we do. We do wine. Yes.
Right, but you're not going to do it with those friends who are probably alcoholics.
Well, no, you know what we will do. There are instances
What
where
kind of a person are you? This person has a problem and you're bringing wine?
no, if they have a problem, that's a totally different story.
This is the scenario that I'm giving you right now.
An actual known problem. I will not bring the wine. I will not bring alcohol.
Okay, but then you're telling them that they have a problem.
No. Well, I would if they had a real problem, I would
They're not
absolutely
stupid, Jackie. Ignore me.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
like, now they're gonna say I have a problem. Just eat
We
this
need,
burger.
we need to wind this up. I just gave you like a Sphinx kind of a problem, like the Kobayashi Maru, which was the problem
Yeah.
that Kirk had an issue with. He was anyway. Let's Captain Kirk. You know what I'm talking about? Star Trek reference.
Captain Kirk,
Okay.
we do it. There's only one Kirk.
Let's wind it up. Clearly, we've jumped the shark at this point. So let's wind it up. Next week, we're not going to be, we may or may not do an impromptu thing, but we're certainly not doing anything on Monday. We might do something on Tuesday or Wednesday. But if we don't see everyone, it doesn't mean we're not thinking about you. So join us again and have a terrific weekend and do the smart thing and use Jackie's recipes.
Yes, please. Oh, one more
Yeah.
thing. Wednesday, be on the lookout. We have a flash sale coming out for Labor Day weekend. So, but you must be in touch. So look for your text messages, your emails, social media posts. Please follow them.
All right. We got a heart from Emily. Heart back.
There you go. Heart back.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Have a good one, guys.